The night was a blur of chaos and fear as Liya and Raffi fled from the burning castle. The sounds of battle echoed behind them, but they did not look back. With nothing but the clothes on their backs and a small pouch of gold Liya had hidden away, they ran through the forest, guided by the pale light of the moon. The journey to their new life was fraught with peril. They travelled under the cover of darkness, avoiding the main roads to escape detection. Each day was a test of their endurance and resourcefulness. They scavenged for food, drank from streams, and slept under the stars, ever wary of patrols sent out by the king to capture rebels. After several days of travel, they reached a distant village nestled in the hills, far from the reach of the kingdom. Here no one knew their true identities. They adopted new names. Liya became Layla, and Raffi became Rehan. They found a small, abandoned cottage at the edge of the village and set to work making it their home. For a brief moment, Layla embraced the simplicity of her new life. She and Rehan worked together to build a modest home and forge a new path. She thought she had found her happily ever after, away from the suffocating expectations of royalty. But as the days turned into weeks, the fever of love began to wane. The life of a commoner was far from the fairy tale she had envisioned. The hardships of daily life began to take their toll, and she missed the comforts and security of her former life. Rehan, once the charming lover, began to change. The same charisma that had won Layla's heart now drew the attention of other women in the village. He began to flirt openly, his interest in Layla fading with each passing day. The man who had once been her hero now treated her with disdain, blaming her for their fall from grace. He would come home late, drunk and angry, taking out his frustrations on Layla and their children. One night, after a particularly brutal beating, Layla decided she could no longer endure this life. She gathered her two children, a boy and a girl, and set out for the castle. She hoped to find refuge, some semblance of her former life, perhaps even forgiveness. The journey back to the castle was long and arduous. Layla's body was weary from years of abuse and hardship, but her resolve was unbroken. She carried her children, telling them stories of the castle and the life she once knew. She hoped to keep their spirits up, to make them believe in the possibility of a better future. When they finally reached the castle, Layla was met with a scene of devastation. The once grand fortress was now a ruin, its walls crumbling and its courtyards overgrown with weeds. She wandered through the halls, haunted by memories of her youth and the family she had abandoned. Her heart ached with regret, but she pushed forward, hoping to find some trace of the life she had lost.